Hello, thanks for joining us on this edition of Media Chat featuring the Honorable Minister of Federal Capital Territory, FCT, His Excellency Chief Jason Wike. Honorable Minister, good to see you again, sir.
Thank you very much, Frank.
And with your kind permission, let me introduce myself and my colleagues here will also introduce themselves. My name is Benga Aruleba. I work with Africa Independent Television, AIT.
Ayodele Ozuba, TVC News.
Amadin Uyi, News Center Television.
Somna Sambo, Arise News.
Olufisai Ogufi, Nigerian Television Authority.
And Maokwe Ogun Yusuf, Channels Television News.
Good to see you on this platform too, Maokwe. The first time you are joining us in this discourse with the Honorable Minister.
We always help out with bringing the female touch to this conversation.
Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Right, Honorable Minister, we should start with politics, right? That sits well with you.
I don't know. You are the anchor.
So much is happening in your party, the People's Democratic Party. One faction says we want to form an alliance with other political parties to be able to confront the APC in 2027. And then just a couple of days ago, governors on the platform of your party also came out with a different position, saying no, the PDP remains a strong and vibrant opposition and we are going to stay with the PDP. Where do you stand?
Benga, sincerely speaking, none of the factions has been truthful.
So there's a thought force.
Those who say they want to form coalition are not truthful to themselves. Those who say they don't want coalition are also not truthful to themselves. It's just a matter of interest. Let me start from those who said they don't want coalition. That is the governors' forum. They're not sincere to themselves. They're not sincere to the party. On Tuesday, precisely, I watched Politics Today on Channels Television. Where Okumale was interacting with the governor of Oyo State. And after watching that interview, I called the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, who's my friend. I said, listen, I heard what you said, but you know he didn't say the truth as regards to some issues. Fundamentally, you had said in 2023, one of the reasons why PDP lost is impunity. You are right. People who believe that they have all it takes and so refuse to respect the constitution of the party as regards to power sharing between the North and the South. You are right. And again, now, you are also making the same mistake by the impunity of the Governors' Forum. You are repeating the same thing. That what happened in 2023 may likely happen in 2027. If you don't stop this impunity, it will affect the party. And how will it affect the party? Very clear. The Governors' Forum is not an organ of the party. The Governors' Forum is a pressure group that can put influence on the National Working Committee. You cannot take the functions of the National Working Committee and say because you are governor, you will now superintend. And this is what I've always told people, that look, he said, okay, what about when I was a governor? I agreed. I said because it happened yesterday, does not mean that it may happen today. Or even if it happened yesterday, was it right? And in any case, there was never a time when I was a governor, where governors came out to say, look, we have done this, we have done this, we have directed this man should be acting secretary of the party. Never has it happened. Rather, we could influence what will happen in National Working Committee. And that is why we are pressure group. Now, you don't have the authority to say that somebody should be acting as national secretary. When there's a national secretary who has not resigned, you cannot do that. You don't have power to say, we have formed the committee of zoning. It is not within your prerogative to form zoning committee. And these are things that people like us will challenge any day, anytime. And when that happens, people now say, oh, why are they every time making problem? Now, the issue is, who is the one laying the foundation for crisis in the party? And I've told people, look, the best way to go about this is you go on that, put your influence, get the results, and then you move on. But to come out openly to say, look, we, the Governors Forum, we have met with the organs of the party. We have met with National Working Committee. Who are you to say that? A national secretary of a party that was elected, he was not appointed. Yes, it was zoned to a particular area. And he was elected by the delegates at the National Convention. And so if there's anybody that would remove the national secretary of the party, it is through the National Convention. Assuming though not conceding that it is zoned to South-East. South-East can still not bring somebody. They can only say, okay, when we go for National Convention, this is the person we are going to back. It's not by appointment, it's by election. And when you challenge all these people, say, oh, you are making problem. And I told him, this is where people are getting it wrong. And it will not work, whether anybody likes it or not. And this is the thing that you do. Anambra election is coming up. Who will be the one that will sign to INEC? INEC only recognizes the national chairman and the national secretary for correspondence. And tomorrow you now say, oh, PDP is in trouble, where people don't want peace. No. Now, that is on their own part. On the other part of those who are looking for is selfish interest. The likes of Atiku and all other people. Which coalition with who? Why not come into the Paya party? Everybody wants to be president of the country. Nobody wants to say, look, let me build our party. So that at the end of the day, our party will be in a formidable position as an opposition party to take over power. You don't do that. Only what you want is, let me find a way how I will be the one. If that does not happen, to attempt all Israel. And you make the mistake yesterday, you want to repeat the mistake today, tomorrow you make the same mistake. And then you come out to say, we were rigged out. Who rigged you out? You have already rigged yourself by causing crisis. And this is what I've always said. Like, because people are not sincere to themselves. And people like me will not accept that. So the issue of coalition on these other people, they are not sincere. The issue of want to be alone, you're also not sincere. Because you have not shown that you want to be alone. You have not shown the seriousness that you want cohesion in the party.
Okay, Honorable Minister, let me ask you, let me take you back. APC, PDP, since 1999, we've known that a very strong component of this party, beyond being the interest group, is the Governors Forum. They have the war chests. They are very formidable, and you cannot say after serving your own term now that this interest group, strong interest group, cannot
I have told you
make
this.
this same policy.
You see, you are part of the problem we're having. You don't say the right message. I didn't say Governors Forum are not strong, but by the constitution of the party, they are not organs of they are not any organ of the party. That you are a pressure group who can exert their influence. There's nothing hidden about that. But you don't come to take over the responsibility of the National Working Committee. Take, for example, how dare you come out on national television to say we have, with the governors, set up zoning committee headed by one Doyedri. We have put convention to be held in Kanu. We have told the Deputy National Secretary to be acting as National Secretary.
Could it be that,
That is the principle to crisis. And you know you cannot do that.
could it be that the Governors Forum were just trying to fill a void? Just like when you were governor
crisis
too,
within
several times.
You have never seen...
Several times you try to fill the void. I know that when Ali Modu Sharif was...
I was never chairman of Governors Forum. You have never seen us say, we have appointed this person. We have said this will happen. Nobody does that.
The Governors Forum of which were a part at that time.
Yes, I have never...
Was instrumental in bringing Ali Modu Sharif.
Listen to what you have said. That being instrumental, having influence, that this is the result, does not mean that you come and take over, that you have decided. That's the point I'm trying to tell you.
That time you remove second
Listen to what you have said. I use influence to see that my candidate wins. But I cannot come out on national television to say I have directed the Deputy National Secretary to take over as National Secretary. I have said this. I have said the convention will be this. That's the point I'm trying to say. You don't do that. We are not saying you cannot exert influence. You have to differentiate. In any case, too, even if you want to exert influence, you must know that yesterday is not today. Today will not be tomorrow. The mere fact that certain things worked yesterday does not even so fact to me that it will work today.
Yeah, would you accept, Your Excellency, that you already set that sort of precedent for them? Because you already admitted that the fact that it happened yesterday does not mean that it should now happen today or it should continue like that. Yep. So don't you think that it's a bit hypocritical to say it happened,
okay,
we did it in my time, or you cannot do this?
Take, for example, there are things that happened yesterday. Nobody may want to question. There are things that will happen today. Somebody said no. We will question it. The mere fact that nobody questioned it yesterday does not mean it was right. And I've always said this, that you have to be careful. Circumstances change. Yesterday is yesterday. Today is today. You may not be lucky. And that's why you see, when people say, after all, when you were there yesterday, you did this. I agree. That was yesterday. Today, circumstances may have changed. That you cannot say, we did it like yesterday. We will continue to do it like that. No, that's the point I'm trying to make. You have to be very, very careful. You need unity. But when there's no unity, you cannot achieve it. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Sir, you have mentioned the issue of unity. And your colleagues, former colleagues, the governors made this proclamation. You have faulted it. Now, where do you stand in terms of your own activities within the party? How are you trying to build it now that this, back and forth has started?
Now listen, and if you want what he said when Governor Wike was governor, he brought out his chest. He fought for the party. He made the party not to die. Mention one governor today. And PDP, mention one. That said, I have come out. I will lead this war as the head of opposition.
Your friend Bala Mohammed is...
Please, we are talking about serious issues. Now, mention one. Remember, under 2019 or before 2019, APC tried to muscle the PDP. And some of us said, no, you cannot. They penetrated the party, tried to use a money sheriff. We said, no, we will not accept it. By funding, by everything. Today, how many governors will say, I'm the one funding this party, I'm the one paying their salaries? It's not by just mere talking. Today, in 2019, I said I was not going to the villa. I'm going to be in opposition. I'm going to stand for opposition. Today, how many governors you see that don't go to the villa in the night?
In the night?
In the night. You see, it's not, you see, you don't give what you don't have.
Excellency, they say they go to the villa by night with your support, and that's why people like Governor Omoeno of Akwa Ibom State has endorsed President Tinubu for a second term, and the local government chairman in the PDP in Abuja here, Abuja Municipal Area Council, has defected to the APC. That all of these are factors being put by you to weaken the PDP.
No, what does it show?
Move and dissolve into APC.
It shows no leadership, no strong leadership. Leadership is not by talking. Leadership is by action. When I was governor, you have to make sacrifices. I made sacrifices, and I can tell you authoritatively, it is not an easy thing. For you to say, I want to lead the opposition party to go to El Dorado, it's not by mouth. You have to lose a lot of things. It's not just coming out on national television. We, PDP, who are we, PDP? Who is that person that's committed to lead this war? Now, all you see, everybody's putting himself just to be a presidential candidate, not just to win an election. You have said no. Governor of Akwa Ibom, that's what you say. You said so. That he has endorsed the president. A key state endorsed president. Not only you saw the governor of Delta State. He said, I am supporting Mr. President for good governance, not for politics. A key state. So where's the opposition?
So is
now,
it,
no, let me land. And now you have, I will tell you. He said somebody declared for APC yesterday, the chairman of Ahmad. Why not? During the last area council, I was assigned AMAC as governor of River State. I funded it. I led how we won AMAC. The AMAC was given to River State. You, River State, we want to win AMAC. You should fund it. They gave other states, other area councils. Some could not deliver. Right? That is commitment. Now, the governor came, the chairman came to me, and he said, I want to run. I said, you are running where? He said, under PDP. I said, which PDP? Who will sign to INEC that you are the candidate? Who will sign? You have a problem. And this is what I've been preaching. Can't you make sacrifice? Allow the National Secretary to complete his term so you don't run into this kind of crisis. With the way it is now, you cannot. Therefore, if you really want to play politics, you want to help yourself, you go and find an alternative. I don't know where you will go to, but I know there will be crisis that who will submit your name, that litigation will be there. And you should be careful. As a young man I helped, it is within me to advise him, and it is within his choice to say, oh, I've thought about this. Truly, this will be a problem for me. And then what I'm telling the governor, avoid this. Avoid this.
So clearly you're going to give them problems, aren't you?
I'm not giving problem. You are creating problem. And I said, don't create problem.
No, you said it happened previously. Nobody raised an issue
that's
with
what
it.
that's what
Meaning that you will raise an issue with this one.
Oh, no, don't somebody like me now to come and trample upon my right. No, you don't do that.
Your Excellency.
I'm a minister of FCT.
Your Excellency.
I'm not just any minister.
Your Excellency.
I'm a minister of FCT. And you must understand that. There's nothing any governor can do I cannot as a minister of FCT. Nothing.
Your
Nothing.
Excellency, you have painted a very
As the
bleak
37th
picture
governor.
of the
I'm not
situation.
37, I have that capacity.
Your Excellency, you have painted a very bleak picture of the situation in the PDP. Do we say that as of today, the PDP is not ready for the 2027 general election?
They are not ready. It's very obvious. You see, I have told you, look, I have an examination. I'm going to class to read. Indeed, am I reading? Am I studying? Yeah, you don't need to deceive anybody that you know you're not reading. You're only trying to let people know that you have carried their bag to class. So I'm seeing my colleagues in the going to prep. Let me go out. You reach there. They are doing nothing. Then you say, but I want to study now. You know yourself. So people cannot say for sure. And I have said, it's not a question of whether you like me. It's not about whether you like. You don't, like I've said this. You don't need to like me. What I'm saying, is it correct? What I'm saying, is it what will help the party? All this struggle, power struggle, cannot help us.
A lot of people say since you lost that primary election and you were not nominated as a vice presidential candidate, that you've been bitter.
Oh,
and
gentlemen,
everything you've done is to pull the People's Democratic Party down.
Hold on. Listen. You took a decision that suits you. I took a decision that suits me. You suffer for your decision. I'm enjoying the decision I took. So that's why I said, when you continue to have this, it's a problem. Am I the one now who's saying that you will not obey the Supreme Court judgment?
Your Excellency.
That said, look, you that want to cut to this man, you see, when people take advantage, the National Secretary went to run for governorship. The party constitution did not say you should resign. It's a lacuna. The man capitalized on that. Went and came back and said, I'm still National Secretary. There's nowhere it says I should resign. Yes, you are talking about morality. Should you have gone without resigning? What's the business? It's power.
Well, I know you're not the AP, you are not an
Everybody
APC
takes
member.
advantage. That's why would you want to blame him?
Minister,
you correct that their constitutional lacuna.
Yes. Will you deliver the PDP to the president, to President Tinubu in 2027?
Why?
Well, I know you are not an APC
Why
member,
you asking me
but
that
will
kind
you
of-
deliver?
Who is Tinubu other than me? Why are you asking me that kind of?
Because you are still a member
Hold
of
on.
the
You know why?
opposition.
You know why you shouldn't ask me that question. In 2023, I stood firm that I was not going to support the PDP presidential candidate. See, about leadership, let me tell you. As of 2023, APC was down. The Buhari administration was not doing well. Nigerians were tired. Now you had another problem. Issue of Muslim ticket, which would have compounded the issue. Difficult. I sat there and said, a decision has to be taken. Which way do you go? What do you stand? I want power rotation. I could not have imagined that after 8 years of Buhari, that the same will go back to. I said, no. It's not about whether you are choosing to be VP or not choosing to be VP. It's about principle.
You lobbied.
It's about principle.
Did you lobby to be?
Lobby to who? Now, I never lobbied. You saw the result. I never lobbied, ask anybody. Now, to take that decision was difficult, but the decision has to be taken. And I looked at it. Atiku was not an option. Atiku was not an option. So it's a no-go area.
When did he stop being an option? Wasn't it after he dropped you as
He never
vice
dropped
president?
me to say he dropped
When
me.
he did not pick
me?
you as vice presidential
No,
candidate?
no. In fact, let me tell you, from day one, I told my people, they came. I said, one thing you must know, Atiku does not keep to his words. I can tell you authoritatively what happened in 2019. Atiku, Olusola Saraki, and secondaries came to see me that I was going to nominate Attorney General and the Minister of Petroleum. Saraki is alive. Now, when we lost the election, the man who is supposed to bring the Attorney General did not know when the legal team was constituted. And I laughed. I watched your television. I ran call Saraki. People have constituted legal team. And he said I was going to bring the Attorney General. This is Oshelo. Now, the point I'm making, people don't care. You see, when you see people, I know from day one that Atiku will never keep to his word. And I have never banked on that. I will not take his word to the bank. I will not do it. And so it was very clear. I made the right decision. And I stand by that decision. And you cannot see me now, having taken that decision in 2023, to now say, oh, I will support you for president. How? Tell me how.
Your Excellency, we know this and it's in the public space in the history of your party. But we want to look at what will happen in the immediate future. You know where you are positioned as far as 2027 is concerned. Looking at your
like which position? Like, take for example,
senators, House of Reps,
it
governors.
It depends. Take for example, let me tell you. Let me just say you know me clearly. I don't play this way. If the PDP does not keep their house in order as far as it's concerned, I'm not going to support them in the area council election. Yes.
Will you support the APC?
I don't know about APC or any party. All I'm saying, if PDP goes the way they are going, I will not.
And you're a serving minister in an APC-led federal government, and you won't support the APC in the FCT elections?
That is not what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. What I'm trying to tell you, if PDP is going the way they are going, I will not support them. And anybody knows me. I don't play hide and seek. I called my friend, the governor of Adamawa. I said, look, the way people are going, with this your so-called power, I will wrestle with you people here in this FCT.
Yeah. So what
better prepare yourself.
Isn't that anti-party? Wouldn't you be disciplined by the PDP?
Who is the one that is not in anti-party now?
So what we saw yesterday was Wike's hands.
No,
the chairman
you don't
of,
like people don't like
the campaign to the APC.
You don't like the truth.
I just asked.
I have told you, look at what you are doing is wrong. And the young man came to me and said, who will write to INEC that you are the candidate? There's a problem there. And you don't seem to, you seem to ignore this. And it will hurt you. Therefore, go and look for a way. I don't know where you will go to. But if you are depending on this crisis will consume this party. And I can tell you, it will.
So the man,
until the right thing
the man heeded your advice?
See, look, I can tell you, I have never gone to any governor, whether you're a PDP, whether you're an APC, whether you're Labour Party, I have never said, look, I'm recommending this to you. I have never done it. That does not mean I did not play a role. I played a lot of roles, most of them. Like somebody like the governor of Bayelsa. I played role fundamentally. Yes. He cannot deny.
But it seems today, you and the governor of Bayelsa, there's no...
It's not the characters. This is what I tell people. See, let me tell you, it's so unfortunate. And this kind of leadership we have. Okay, let me tell you. During the first tenure of Governor Dini, I did not support Governor Dini for primaries. I didn't know him. I supported Timi Alaibe because the National Party chairman then, Professor Uche came to me that, look, Timi Alaibe is the one who would like me to win this election. I supported him. And I have no apologies to anybody. And after the primaries, House in Opera brought Diri to my house, government house in Port Harcourt. And I said, look, the primaries are over. I'm going to give you a support. When I gave the support, remember, Diri was not the one who won. David Lyon was one that was announced.
David Lyon.
So people may have forgotten. Baron Piggy, Senator Baron Piggy. So I remember I was doing his Thanksgiving in Thai, local government in Ogoni land. Apostle Zile Agri was the one who came to preach that day in church. Apostle Zile Agri stood up and said, Diri come. Mr. Governor, I'm handing over Diri to you. In the church. This governor of the Bayelsa Ibu I'm talking about there. During the second tenure, I was not to support him. The governor of Adamawa State, Fintiri, came to me. The Minister of Petroleum, Harakin Lobobri, came to me. In fact, he brought Diri in West Carlton Hotel, where I was staying then. Diri, as a governor, knelt down. I said, you can't do this, you're a governor. You cannot do this. Stand up. I will support you. I will support him. Today, I saw him talking in the prayer, Wadada. No one individual, but he cannot pronounce the person. He doesn't have the courage.
Yeah. But in between, they had also released a video showing you soliciting his own help for your presidential ambition as a candidate to emerge as candidate of the PDP.
No, please.
Okay, so put a context to that video.
All, he's a delegate.
Yeah.
I need every delegate to support me.
So that
I need to go and vote delegates. I'm not a voter in Bayelsa.
Okay.
I'm not a voter in Bayelsa. So he doesn't need me if I'm not important. But as a delegate, I needed his vote. I went, but I didn't kneel down.
But you haven't said that.
I didn't need that. But he wanted, look, let me tell you, there are some people that are not, look, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Let me tell you. Why, you see why I like the governor of Akwa Ibom? Why I like the governor of Delta?
Because they are coming to APC.
No. They didn't say they're going to APC. What they said, look, in principle, look, I have to support this man for a second term. It's not about going to APC. I didn't go to APC when I supported the president. I don't need to be there if I support the president. No. But they said, look, this man is putting his best. We're going to support him. Now, these other people, they'll go back. Then they'll come in front. They'll do it for it. I remember when Supreme Court was to give judgment of Mr. President, I was in Supreme Court. Before we came back, some of these governor people were already in the villa. I mean, there are things you can't stand. There are things you cannot stand. What kind of life is this? If you want to support Mr. President, for Christ's sake, support Mr. President.
And say it out.
And say it out. Why would you be played? Do you know what it is that you're a governor? What are you afraid of? Whom are you afraid of? You play here. You play here. Now, I have said this, and somebody told me last night, my friend, and then I was saying, oh, I shouldn't talk about social person. I would have mentioned his name now. I would have mentioned his name. He said, you know, he said, today I see people criticizing Tinubu. But they have not gone to say, look, I applied to Tinubu. I needed financial assistance. He approved. He gave me. And under Obasanjo, could he have done that? Under Obasanjo, could he have done that? You see, I never, as a sitting governor, applied to Buhari for any financial assistance. I never did that. I never did it.
Some may say you are because of the, you know,
you're from an oil-rich state.
Your state,
and it's not
the
not
wealth
every
of
governor.
what-
Not every governor is
so,
privileged to
hold
come
on.
from Rivers State.
the wealth of your state.
Dangote today, he doesn't look for money again because he's rich. Well, this man, what is that man? Samad.
Abdul Samad.
He doesn't look for money because I have 10 billion naira as a state. Therefore, I will not look for another 5 billion to add. That doesn't make sense.
Yes,
That doesn't
sir.
make
Okay.
The point is that have credibility. Be a man of character. Today you know what I can do. And you know what I cannot do. You will go home and sleep and say, no, we will not do that. And that's what they call, like I said, it's not what I call popularity show. I am this. In FCT, everybody knows. Look, he won't tolerate this. I don't come and play this and play that. I won't do that. Yes.
Honorable Minister, let me quickly change gears now to River State.
Yeah.
No,
Because you
before
have-
before that,
we need to exhaust
I think
the
we still have to
politics.
we still have some
okay.
questions, like I have now. Let me take the Honorable Minister back to the issue of the position of the PDP Governors Forum, and to see whether the desperate measures that the PDP governors are trying to resort to are not justified under the
The
circumstances.
word desperation is not even a good word.
Let-
Desperation means
Yes.
it's not a good word.
That's why you should allow me to paint the picture.
Yes.
At least I have counted almost 7 or 8 of the PDP governors who are in their first term, and they will want to go for second term.
Yes.
And they have a party that is so directionless.
Yes.
You can't account for the whereabouts of the national chairman.
Yes.
The secretariat is in the hands of so many disputants, at least 2. Sam Ayahu is claiming
No,
to be.
it's not disputant. No, don't use the Supreme Court has given you the judgment. Why would it be disputant?
There's Ude, there's
No,
Ude
it's not
Okoye,
correct. It's not
and
correct.
then there's the deputy secretary that the governors are supporting now.
Yes.
So, in the light of all of this, no party, national working committee, party ESCO to back them and all of that. These measures,
Yes.
are they avoidable?
That's what I was telling you. Sam's tenure will end in December. Why do you want to create crisis? That's why, again, if you look at what Atiku's group are saying, they're accusing the PDP governors that are they really not the ones killing this party. Coming from that angle, I didn't give this a serious thought. But again, I sat back. I said, could they be doing what they are doing if they really love this party at this critical point in time? Why could you not say, gentlemen, let's not go into this quagmire. Let's, what we call I jump and pass. Enemies are setting trap for me. Let me jump and then pass.
Do you love the party?
Do you love your profession?
No.
So what I'm trying to say is that if I don't love the party, I won't give this advice. I'm giving this advice only if you are the one trying to kill the party. You cannot go and say, we have appointed Deputy National Secretary to be the acting secretary. You see, you have a National Secretary whom you don't want. He was elected on the last convention. You cannot remove him. That's litigation. That's a crisis. And they claim, that, look, I don't do friendship. And this is what I don't do friendship when it comes to the issue of what is right.
Ahead of the December PDP convention, there are talks that you are already grooming a national chairman, a weak national chairman that may deliver the PDP to the APC. Names withheld.
I don't know how
names withheld.
I don't know.
How do you react to such an accusation that you're grooming a national chairman, a weak national chairman that will hand over the PDP to the APC?
Even in our eyes, is there anything that happens that's not wicked? Mention what happens anywhere that is not wicked. You just sit down one place.
But answer the question.
Answer the question. Don't say answer the question. You can't, no.
Please, because you are saying.
Hold on.
Please.
Hold on. The mere fact you have opportunity to interview me does not make me your subordinate.
No.
Don't say answer the question. Don't do that.
Apologies on that.
Fine. Now, the point is that it is not correct. If I have any intention to do anything bad, like I said, I will not point out these things. I'm pointing out this to look at where you are heading to. It will not serve us right. Let us make sacrifice. Allow this man's tenure to finish. And a man who does not love you or does not have an organization will not be doing this.
You actually
looking at the South,
you talked about Akwa Ibom, you talk about Delta. It seems that the South is going to be delivered to the APC come 2027
I don't know. I don't know. My own interest is my state. Look, do you want South to vote for Tinubu? Yes.
Just one more.
What is hidden in that? Have I not campaigned for that before? Is it a new thing?
And you are getting converts. Umaeno says it's for Tinubu in 2027.
Delta too also.
Governor Umaeno.
And Delta too.
Yes. So what I'm trying to say is that I have said in 2023, and I'm saying it again, until 2031,
and people say
when the position should go to the north, there's nothing anybody will speak to me now, no grammar.
They say it's anti-party, Your Excellency.
It's not. It's to allow harmonious living together.
Yes, but let's look
live
at
and let her live.
Because if
You
it was
cannot,
someone else.
no, you cannot tell me that it's your own prerogative to be producing president. But it's not so. Let all of us live and let her live.
let's just look at your.
Why do you support Peter Obi?
No, he has no chance to win the election.
Okay,
I don't go to where you see, people like this kind of social media candidates. I don't do social media candidates. I see that as a politician.
You won this Abuja.
But he got 6 million votes.
I said, I see that as a politician. And I analyze the candidate who is likely to win. In politics, it's not always the right that, oh, this is the best candidate. No. You see, Nigerians today, in their politics, so many factors come in. And I have always told people this. Whether it is correct or not, it's a different thing. Okay? Look at Atiku won. Mind you, whether APC likes it or not, it was very, very turbulent for Atiku to have scaled through that election. His own party administration, you could see, people don't want to speak the truth. Before that election, put in things that would have made him to fail the election woefully. The fuel crisis, the Naira issue, it was terrible. No party in government would at that time bring such policy when you know you are running an election. But everything was done and he survived it.
Honorable Minister.
He survived it. So that's how you will know that there are people, first of all, God is on their side. Two, they also know this game. He must give it to them.
Honorable Minister, you have made reference to the governors of Delta and Akwa Ibom, saying that the president
No,
is...
those are, I made a friend. Yeah, friend asked questions.
I understand.
So that you quote me well. And so because tomorrow night I said, thank you for what you have said. Even from that angle alone, does it not tell you? That's what I mean.
Okay, so they have said that they're going to be supporting the president for good governance. Do you really think the president is governing well? When you think about what is happening nationally.
What is happening?
So, for instance,
Yeah.
only recently, and you made reference to the fact that there's nothing that governors are doing now that you also do not have powers as Minister of the FCT to do.
You know, what I'm saying, the point I'm saying, is so that we understand it well. What I'm saying, as a governor of a state, a lot of people think that you can direct, you can have influence in the voting pattern. That's the point I'm trying to make. But me too, as a Minister of FCT, I also have such a influence. That's the point I'm trying to make. Because, take for example, once you say that council, I can go to Ahmad. I say, listen, why you should vote for this one? See what we did here. See what we did here. See what we did here. I can go to Gwagwalada. See why you should not vote for this one. Vote for this one. See what I did. You told me you wanted this. You told me you wanted this. Have I done it? Yes. I can go to Buhari, and this one is not likely to be the man. You told me you wanted left. You wanted right. You wanted front. You wanted back. Have I done it? Yes. I can go to Kwali. I came here. I asked you this question. What do you want? You say you want this, you want it. Have I done it? Yes. I can go to Abaji. I came to you. You told me you want this. You told me you want this. Have I done it? Yes. Why would they not believe me if government is on performance?
Okay, so that is taken, I mean, your clarification
Yes.
is taken in terms of where you're talking about powers,
Yes,
influence. Recently, the Governors Forum paid a visit to their counterpart in Plateau State over the killings that have happened in the state. Over 100 people have been murdered in the last 2 weeks. Benue State is also witnessing the same thing. And people have started asking questions as to where the president stands on these issues.
Okay, let me tell you
and even
something.
where he is.
Let me tell you. Remember when I became governor, people were saying rivers of blood. Remember, you were carrying channels, rivers of blood. This happened. This one, I owe it a duty as a governor of a state that security is paramount. I put in everything I have, whatever resources the state has, to provide security. This attitude of everybody, president. Yes, president is the commander-in-chief. However, you are in charge. As far as state is concerned.
So in clear terms, those governors have responsibility. In clear terms, those governors have a higher degree of responsibility.
That's what I'm saying. Take for example, when people say federal high road, who are those using it? The people of your state. Now how do I see it? Because the federal high road, highway, the road is bad. Assuming the government at the federal level is not with me, will you go and tell, you know, that I can do this road now is a federal level? Who wants to listen to that? You have to find any way to fix that road, to make governance easy for your people. I said I was a governor. I had no relationship with the federal government. I had no relationship with the federal government. I mean, when people are just talking.
Honorable Minister, but I still remember clearly.
You abandon responsibility.
Honorable
and
Minister.
you say, mind you,
yeah,
this killing in Plateau, in Benue, it has been a recurrent decimal.
But shouldn't it stop under an APC-led federal government? Because you promised security to Nigerians.
No, let me tell you. The president is doing everything he could do to support the security agencies, support the state, to reduce the level of insecurity. Remember, in Abuja, when we came, it was a terrible thing. Right? Yes. So the terrible thing. People were saying insecurity. I said, listen, I owe a duty. Mr. President has given me this delegation. He has delegated his powers to me. He has appointed me. He has confidence in me. I therefore owe the residents of Abuja that I should be able to provide some level of security where people can. I'm not saying I will totally eliminate insecurity. Nowhere in this world. Nowhere in this world. Just yesterday morning or today, they were shooting in a Florida university. I don't know whether you're some of them. People died. That is at the level where you can say, with the technology and this and that. But that does not mean that insecurity pervades in Florida. You can have one or two occasions. Yes, we will agree.
So you share some of the successes you had with Governor Mutfwang, who's your party member, Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang. Share some of the successes you've had in Abuja.
My father told me this. If you are your son, you have headache. He didn't come to tell me you have headache. How will you know you have headache? If you want to see, they want to call to see peer review mechanism. These days, I don't understand what people do by, we go to a forum. There must be peer review mechanism. Look, what's happening? How are you doing it? Right? How do you go about it? There's nothing wrong in learning. But here, it even causes, every day, why is it the one showing that is doing infrastructure? That becomes a problem for you too. It becomes a problem. Instead of somebody to say, look, how are you doing this? Yeah, IGR, I spoke to you today. How much are we getting from federal government? With all due respect, how much are we getting? If federal government gets 800 billion in a month, they give us 1%. 1% is 8 billion. 8 billion. So where would I get the money to do this infrastructure? So I have to fall back. I have to be aggressive. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not.
Honorable
I said, listen, taxes. You, if you don't pay this, I revoke this.
Honorable Minister.
But they accuse you of land grabbing. I said to hell.
But we can.
I'm going to do this. I need the money to carry out
Honorable Minister,
yes.
just to follow up on that issue, because you talked about, how governors need to take responsibility, because that's what I seem to glean from that. I do know that while you're governor, while you also say you're taking responsibility for security in your state, you admitted the limited nature of governors. You once complained about being the chief logistics officer.
Yes. Let me tell you now, because politics was brought into security. What happened in my state? I had a minister that was a grade A minister with the federal government. They wanted to make my state ungovernable. I had 12 commissioners of police in 3 months. Now I have to sit back. What do I do to survive this?
Honorable Minister.
So I have to go back and replan the security architecture. I now have enemies at the federal level. So nobody saw me in Abuja. I never slept in Abuja. I remained in River State. Even if I come to Abuja, I go back that day.
Honorable Minister, that's a convenient point.
For me.
That's a convenient point to stop you, because we're still going to talk about River State. But we need to go on a quick break now. And of course, when we come back on, from that break, you'll be meeting Mr. Infrastructure in the FCT. But before you meet that Mr. Infrastructure, we'll talk a little bit about River State politics. Mark, where you have been angling to have that. So when we come back on break, you are going to lead us along that path. So we go on a quick break. We'll be right back.
Gearing up to impeach the governor. And some people have said, politically speaking, perhaps that was a move to, save the situation in River State. What exactly is your own permutation and your thinking since a state of emergency was declared in your state?
Margaret, do you want me to tell you the truth?
I'm listening.
As a politician, I'm not happy. I wanted outright removal of the governor. As a politician, I'm not happy. But for the interest of the state, the president did the right thing.
As a lawyer?
No, I'm coming. Already the matter is in court. But people must say the truth. The governor was gone. He was gone. Yes, he was gone. So when people say, President, I say, look, if that's where they should be worshiping, they should be worshiping Mr. President. Every morning go to the President, can we wash your feet for serving us? How? Mind you, Supreme Court has said no money can go to local government when it's not democratically elected. Mind you, Supreme Court has said nobody will go to the state without appropriation. In that situation, there was crisis. All institutions will be shut down. Health will be crisis. Education will be crisis. It is not in my place to make it good for the governor.
What about your state?
And that's what I'm saying as a politician. It is not in my place to make the governor to be happy. It's not me. My business is not to make him comfortable. And that's why there's power play.
It's part of the role you play.
Now, the point I'm trying to make, Mr. President came in and saved the situation, saved Rivers people of that calamity, of that anarchy.
Oh, so you know it was going to cause calamity if the governor was impeached? What
calamity? That the governor is removed? Was it a coup? The Constitution provides that if there's an infraction of the Constitution, that you can be impeached. I don't know people who are working towards today for the president not to go back for second term. Is it a crime? If they had their way to impeach Mr. President in National Assembly, would they do it? You think that they are comfortable to stop to 2 years? Who told you that? I never told anybody that I'm a pastor or a imam. It's a power game. But then the people must face the reality. The governor cannot think that, this and that, if governor is removed, this will happen. What will happen?
Yes, but I've asked you
so
that.
The point I'm making is that President saved the situation. And that's what they didn't understand when Attorney General said that they should even thank Mr. President for serving them.
A lot of people have accused Mr. President as bias, saying that you would have been suspended.
Suspended for doing
yes,
what?
That you are suspended
one
as a
leg
minister.
of the problem. Also, one leg of the problem.
Agent
listen now, we're not listening. What's the problem? I don't know what's the problem for president. Hold on. Are you not hearing coalition? What's the essence of coalition? To make sure the president does not return. Are they making president to sleep every day? Has anybody killed anybody? Is president finding his heart to say, he's the right one to be now. He's also working by delivering the dividend of democracy to the best of his ability. He's not going to sleep. Mr. President has a good relationship with the National Assembly. For Christ's sake.
Your Excellency.
Hold on. You see, I have told you here, governance is not about awarding contracts. It's not only about awarding contracts. Governance is not only about inspecting project, commissioning project. Your capacity, your ability to navigate is key. If as a governor, you have crisis, you don't know how to navigate, to put your people in check to make sure you are calm, your governance is going through. I suffered it. The powers that be at the national level didn't want me to survive. Did I go to church to cry? Did I go to mosque to cry? I came back. I sat down. I said, listen, we have problems. How do we do? We have to navigate this. How do I navigate it?
Okay, all right.
Let me finish. So that give people the opportunity to hear from us. So this attitude of the governor, if it's removed of the crisis, because the Constitution provided for it. And therefore, you must also be careful. The kind of infraction. Look at what Supreme Court said. Am I the one? That you are ruling as a despot.
But right now...
Hold on. That there's no government. The only thing that makes governance democracy is legislature. Under the military, you have executive, you have judiciary, but there will be no legislature. So what makes it democracy is the legislature. When legislature is not there, there's no democracy. And you came down without any qualms. You went to an arm of government that's a symbol of democracy, brought you down to rule as a despot. Supreme Court said so, white and black. What are people talking about? Nobody wants to say, look, this thing you did was right. You sat down out of 32 members of a constituency, of 32 constituencies. You sat down. You are taking 3 people to make law. And you say the people have defected. By your own math, it lies in your own math. Defection is by you. The governor said, look, it is by me. Anything I say, how they will be, that's how they will be. Who does that in this world? Who does that?
You said by his own mouth, but we saw them waving flags of the APC.
Whoa, define defection. Supreme Court defined defection constitutionally and politically. I want you to go and read the judgment.
So
now, let me tell you so that it's good to educate the public. Yes, I can say we have defected. But it depends for the speaker to hit the hammer, to declare the seat vacant. Until that happens, you cannot say the defection has been completed.
The speaker who himself was
The speaker
defected.
himself was part of
Too
the
bad, too bad, assuming. You see, that's what
you're a lawyer.
No, hold on now. Too bad. That's why the speaker said politically and constitutionally. Constitutionally now becomes when you are defeated, defected. You see, I don't know people who have been defending at the National Assembly. It suits the speaker. It suits the Senate president. Have they declared their seat vacant? They have not. But when it does not suit them, they hit the gavel. We have declared our seat vacant. And it is only then you can say defection has taken place.
Yes, but
It does not lie on you.
Yes, Your
to
Excellency.
say, I wave flag.
Yes.
The constitution does not say, if I wave flag of another party. Okay, now that the governor of Delta, the governor of Akwa Ibom, said they will support the president. They've defected. Is that the constitutional position of a defection?
Your Excellency, but let's look at the state of play now.
Yes,
The state of
now you talk about the NBA.
Yeah.
About the budget. Let me tell you, I've told you, people should thank Mr. President. That me, as a politician, selfishly, I'm not happy. I say so. But President did what he did for the interest of the state. The House of Assembly members were not happy. And that's why I had to go to London to speak to them. To say, listen, I agree. You are doing a constitutional role. I agree. But look at it on a broader.
But Your Excellency,
Let me finish
let
now.
me-
Look at it
get
in a
into
broader way. No crisis, no salary, nothing will happen. The state will go down.
Yes. So that
And so, on that basis, I like it.
So-
Now, you said NBA. It's unfortunate. How would NBA say it's unconstitutional when you collect that gift? What is it?
No, they're not connected. They are
No,
they are two
listen, why
separate
not
issues.
hold on?
Yes.
That's why I tell the people, when the Board of Ventures came to see me, he was there. And I told them, what is it? When Justice Leafield gave judgment about local government, NBA came out and condemned the judgment of Justice Leafield. Without reading the judgment,
They made comments without reading the judgment?
yes, which has never happened, yes. Now, the president declares of emergency. He now says, oh, it's not constitutional. Now, until everybody now knew why you are doing what you are doing, that the state gives you a gift of 300 million naira. A gift that was not appropriated. There was no appropriation. You took MP. You took 300 million naira and said it's a gift.
solicited
For
for
a
help,
purpose.
and you are a member of the NBA yourself, and you have supported the NBA yourself.
Oh, so hold on. In my budget, I put grant. In my budget, I put grant. I'm allowed by law. It has been appropriated. In this case, there was no appropriation. For NBA to take an illegal gift, assuming that this thing didn't come up now, did you know that they took gifts?
Are you suggesting that the stance of the NBA was influenced
Of course.
by the gift that they had received?
Are you not aware? Is it hidden? Everybody has seen it.
No, they're two separate things.
No, they are not two. Let me tell you. And I can tell you how the money came about. It came through some area, senior advocate of Nigeria, who is close to the chairman of the NBA. That's how they offered the NBA that they are going to host the annual general conference in Port Harcourt.
Will you support the NBA to return the 300 million naira?
What do you mean by support?
It's being a member.
Because a lot of people are saying they should return the money. They have said
You-
no,
you
it was
want-
only a gift, and you don't return
a
the
gift
gift
to who?
to the NBA, which
The
you
hell?
are a member of.
There are some gifts that will kill you.
Okay.
This gift, let me tell you, this gift is too bad. Let me tell you, see, that's why you have to be careful in certain things you do. Look at what happened. NBA, a judgment of court was given to the NBA, not being a party to the suit, come out to criticize the judge. Why did he do that? Interest somewhere. Oh, it was this thing was not revealed. People that, no wonder. NBA has never, as a body, come out to criticize judgment of a court.
So
That does not mean that you, as a lawyer, you will not be able to criticize judgment of court. What's the business? Not knowing that there was something going on. Money, 300 million. Did they declare that the state government gave them a gift? Until now.
Your Excellency.
So when you say emergency, people have gone to court. Did you understand it? Let the court determine whether what the president did was legal or illegal. Not on the perspective. That's why we have the court.
Yes.
The court must make a problem. This attitude of what we do, something that I don't like. Because, from my view, is wrong. Therefore, it's wrong generally. That's why people have to go to court.
Your Excellency, that's why I wanted you to
Yes.
speak on the state of play right now. There's a state of emergency in your state.
Yes.
You are a politician. You have benefited from the democratic process, sitting on top of the table in River State. Are you doing everything in your power? Because we saw pictures of you and some legislators from the state in London and all that. Are you doing everything in your power to make sure that 6 months is done and everything returns to democracy?
First of
Being
all,
a beneficiary
No. The beneficiary of what?
of the democratic process.
That's why we are supporting the State Assembly. That's why we want that the only way there can be democracy is when the legislature is in existence. Now, it behoves you now, who is the governor, to allow democratic structures to be. It behoves on you now to say, look, this thing has happened. How do I do to bring everybody together? Now you hear people talk, go on television, say this and say that. I'm an elder. I'm a leader. Has anybody taken it upon himself or herself in River State today? Say, look, see where we are. What do we do? Let me approach this legislator. Let me approach these leaders of the party. What do we do to make sure things work together?
Maybe they are looking up to you to do
You see,
that
that is the problem I have.
as a leader.
You said, you heard what I hear one for Father John said, I'm the cause of the problem. And I laugh. If I'm the cause of the problem, as an elder, he claims he is. Has he one day called me? Come. What is the problem? Why can't you sit down and talk? And let me not say, okay, see this and see that. Rather, as the chief promoter of ethnicity under Adajo's governor, in River State we saw hell. That's the period you had Ogoni and Okrika crisis. That's the period you had crisis in Okrika land, where human beings were killed, slaughtered, where he established the Bush Boys. Ask him. Under who? That they now had Amanaba for Okrika. Under my government. Under me. Under him there was crisis. Bloodshed. Yet people were dying. You set up a faction, or they call them Bush Boys. The other set up a faction, and they were killing, slaughtering people. As a governor, as an elder statesman, and you have not. Sir, these are my people. Now somebody who's not from your place came as a governor and said, no, this has to stop. What is this problem? God gave judgment about Amanabo. Instantly. I never waited. I said, look, there must be an end to all this crisis. Inaugurate the Amanabo of Okrika. I went ahead and created another first class for Oguruma. I recognized somebody called the Amanabo of Keke. I recognized somebody called Amanabo of Okochu. Today, in Okrika, there is peace. If I didn't want peace, as a non-Okrika, I would have allowed it so there would be crisis in that place. And this is what I tell people, elder, it's not just because I'm 85 years. Elder also means by your conduct, by your activity. If you be an elder that is 85 years and you're not bringing peace, take away that elder and go. Take it away.
So you have admitted that part of the reason why there's the state of emergency was declared in your state was to preempt a number of things which could have degenerated.
I thought the president did not want the state to get to that level of where anarchy. And he did the right thing. I said, but selfishly, I wouldn't want it.
Yes, that's what I want to ask you.
Because I'm a politician.
So politicians are happy with anarchy?
No. You don't understand. I wanted the governor not doing well. Get out.
And some people say the sole administrator is also not doing well. He's already acting like a Democrat when he's supposed to be there appointing local government chairman.
I'm so surprised about what he said. He's bringing democracy. First of all, remember and take ourselves back. If this sole administrator does not bring peace in the place, does not set up democratic structures, remember, the moment the 6 months is over, you fall back to Supreme Court judgment. Today, they're getting their money because a state of emergency has been declared. Ordinarily, if a state of emergency was not declared, money won't go to the state. Money won't go to the local government.
Isn't that hypocritical? Money is flowing to the hands of the state and the local government under an administration that is not democratic.
Listen to what I said now. That's the point I'm trying to make. What is hypocritical about it?
Because the administration is not democratic.
No, but who made it to be democratic?
It's a sole administrator.
No. The government has already collapsed. Supreme Court has given judgment that there's no government. And therefore, there's no appropriation. And you cannot spend money without an appropriation. There's no local government. Who will take the money? Who preside over the money? Emergency route ordinarily is an aberration. However, because the Constitution recognizes that a situation like this may come up, that the president has power to do what he did. In order to say, okay, for the time being, let us have some peace. But in having that peace, civil servants must be paid. In having that peace, institutions must be run. You cannot say civil servants should not be paid, schools should not go on, hospitals should not go on. How about?
Well, the Constitution never said that a democratically elected governor would be swept off his feet because the intention of the Constitution was...
remember Section 305 said the president got the exceptional steps. But like I said, the matter is in court. Let the court interpret. And that's why people should be patient. Up to now, we have almost about 11 cases. I hear the PDP governors went to court. I hear.
Yes,
that's what I had. They know. They all did that they deceived the governor. They deceived him. Don't you know you're a governor? Apply this. Apply that.
Yes,
now see where they are.
Your Excellency, if we are looking at a long-lasting peace, we are 2 months gone into the state of emergency.
No, 1 month.
1 month gone. In 6 months is expected to be over. And you stated clearly that the president's decision sort of gave the governor a lifeline. Should his supporters be bothered that after the state of emergency, because we know these 27 lawmakers are part of your political family.
That is what we are saying. He who wears the shoe knows where it pitches him. Is that correct? You're a governor. Hold on. Look at the circumstance where you are. You should take the bull by the horn. Take steps. I told you here. Has anybody approached anybody?
So Governor Sims Fubara hasn't called you on the line since his suspension.
I have told you, have anybody approached anybody? You know, when you see, I don't like people who are hypocrites. I have told you, mention one leader, one so-called elder in Rivers that has taken steps. Those of them who are running around the governor, collecting money. I hear one of them is always in the golf course, IDB golf course here, playing golf. Has he gone home to say, look, now we're under this kind of situation. What do we do? 6 months will still be over. Have we achieved the peace we are supposed to achieve? Because at the end of the day, if you don't achieve anything, then you still go back to square one. Which does not make sense. Does it not occur to you that, look, if nothing is being achieved now, there's no population. There's no democratic, there's no electoral local government. Supreme Court judgment must be implemented.
So who is the sole administrator accountable to? That's what people are afraid of.
That is why it is called emergency rule, which I told you as a politician I'm not happy. Okay. But to solve the situation, and that's where the president came in. And that's why those who know should now know that let's take this opportunity and say, look, I know this is the problem. Can you do this? Can you do this? You must make sacrifice.
Okay. If you are talking of those who know, shouldn't that include you?
It's not only coming out
shouldn't that
on national television.
Yes. Your Excellency, some will say, Your Excellency, that you, more than anybody else, should be the one also mediating this peace process. Simply because this is just less than a year after you left office. This is the legacy. As in, the governor was your man, the House of Assembly members are your people. So one would say you are even more of a stakeholder in making sure that this process of peace gets to fruition.
Now, let me tell you. But some assembly people listen to me. It's not correct. But the government didn't listen to me.
Just see him as a stubborn son and then bring him.
No problem. Now, let me tell you something.
Have you heard the parable of the prodigal son?
Let me tell you.
The father left those who listened to him and went in search of that only one that didn't listen to him.
No, that's not the prodigal son, no. That's not correct. When the prodigal son comes back and pleads, I said, look, forgive me. I've made a mistake. I want us to move forward. You are human. You are human. But in sincerity, let me tell you, 2 governors under APC reached me with an influential person from outside the state. 2 governors under APC. Right? Came to talk to me. And I said, look, I'm not the governor. I'm FCT minister. There was a gang up against me here. And I knew there was a gang up. I had to put some structures on ground to see that there's peace. That I do my work. I don't need to allow enemies to capitalize on 1 or 2 things. Who will suffer is the administration of the president, who has confidence and put me in this place. So I don't need to begin to give excuse. You are a governor. You have a problem. That's why I said, governance is not only restricted to award of contract and commission of project. It takes beyond that.
If Mubarak calls you today, will you pick his call?
These two, I said these two governors came to me. And I said, look, I'm here for peace. What does he want? What does he want? And they said, look, we'll do everything to make it. I said, in sincerity, if anybody comes there, they say, look, you want it, but it must be in sincerity. Let me tell you, I've been in this system, I've been in government. I know game politicians play. Politicians buy time. The best opportunity was when President intervened. The day President intervened, the assembly people went immediately and would do the impeachment notice. You heard what happened. Some elders came up. President has no power. What he did was political. They went to court. They went to court. A lot of suits were instigated. Where did it lead us to now? Who is on suspension? Is it me? I mean, you must use wisdom. A whole president of a country called you, whether he was right or he was wrong, at least at that level. That's okay. Let me stomach. Let me listen to him. And you play your own part. Let the Abu not play their own part. Mr. President, he has played his part. These people are saying, look, do you understand what it takes? For 16 months, you seize people's salary. They don't pay their children's school fees. Most of us are just talking. Do you know what it takes? Let me ask all of you here, that your children are at home. Why? There's no money to pay their school fees. Why? Somebody has stopped my salary for 16 good months.
Your Excellency.
So, and nobody appears to take that into consideration.
So,
the pains. And I expected that somebody should say, look, this thing should end. Let me go. Sir, man, we can't continue this way. Let's sit down and talk on the table. All this arrogance of going to national channels, arise to abuse anybody. You are here, they say I'm dead. They flew me out. All those things will not give you the peace. You carry coffin. Wike is dead. It's not my business. If people who have heard, who really understand what it is, should say, look, we have done this for how many years now? What have we achieved? Can there be peace? Rather, they try to make sure the problem does not end. They make money.
Two quick questions, because we're already about to move to the FCT. I wanted to ask you, first, you have said that you are open to forgiveness if the governor should come to you for forgiveness.
Sincerely.
Sincerely. Okay, so that is clarified. The second issue is, what party do the assembly members of Rivers State belong to?
They belong to PDP.
They belong to PDP?
Yeah. The court has ruled the other day. You see, when people are Femi Falana, who is the lawyer to channels on all these things, lies. I mean, a student advocate, you go to court, you lie that the issue of defection is at the Federal High Court. You refuse to tell people that you did what they call a cross appeal. When the Court of Appeal gave judgment that these people had defected, you had a cross appeal in Supreme Court. And Supreme Court made a pronouncement about it. You lied.
So will you...
When the judgment came out, people said, I think they said Supreme Court has not pronounced on the defection. What happened a few days ago? Federal Court said Supreme Court has settled this matter of defection. Now, if such people at that level can come out on national television and lie, and you may not take it serious, but it's very hurting. And lies can cause a lot of crisis. Before you know it, so many things have gone wrong. And there are things you don't do. And that's what the problem I have with some senior lawyers who live on telling lies.
But
lies.
what do we
Okay,
make
Your
of the
Excellency, we
character
need
of
to-
the members of your party who
Your
were waving
Excellency.
flags?
Of the kind of what? That undemanded a stand.
Yes.
Did they not support the president to be president?
Sorry.
Your Excellency.
Did we not support Mr. President to be president? So what is new now that they say undemanded a stand? Did they not say in 2023 that they stand undemanded and voted for him? So what is new?
Talking about the mandate, sir, we'll come to the FCT.
Yeah.
Because time is not our friend now. We need to look at what is happening in a couple of months. I mean, just over a month, you are supposed to see the next step of projects in the FCT, which you'll be unveiling. You've gone around, I think on Friday again, you were in some places. Tell us the level of projects now and how many are we likely to unveil on the
You
day?
tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Are you happy or not? No, tell me the truth. Are you happy? Don't you see?
Your Excellency, I'm smiling.
Your Excellency,
If things are not happening, will you be smiling?
Honorable Minister,
The difference is clear. If he didn't day, he didn't day.
Honorable
Now
Minister,
you can see what is going on in FCT everywhere. People are talking. People are saying, you mean this is possible within a short time of less than 2 years that this could be provided? That we were here 8 years, nothing happened. We have now gone into 2 years, see what has happened. So in 4 years' time, what will happen? Look, some of us take delight. When I go out, I see that people are happy. I went to Kwale. On road to Lokoja, A2 to Pai. I went to that road. Look, it's like, if it were, in those days, as a politician, they would have gone to bring women, young girls, for you to marry. For the good things you are doing. Yes.
They almost gave you one in Kwali.
No, I'm not a party to that. So the point I'm making is that it shows how happy people are. Then from Pai to Komani, go and see. In Kwale, you go to K2. In Kwale, to Kula. Look, people should come. So truly, you mean government can come to the rural area? Is it true? It has never happened.
Honorable Minister.
So people are happy. Look at what we are going to touch in May. In May, have you been to the International Conference Center?
Yes, and the controversy about the cost of it, that is...
What is the
cost is prohibitive.
While
the project is good...
You are not the one to define. It's a procurement process. So let me tell you, I'm not a man of cheap quality. Even the way I dress, I wear quality things.
very
So
well,
you don't expect anything I will do. I should lower standard. I won't do that. Look, when Mr. President inaugurated the ECOWAS Parliament, this was an eyesore. You will shed tears for this country. You mean this is our international conference center? Look, before President came, I told the Senate President, I said, look, this is embarrassing. He said, what are you going to do? I said, what would I do? Immediately President came, he called my attention. No bobs, nothing. Somebody, they gave to one senator, ran down the place. It was terrible. It was terrible. Now, I shut it down on emergency because most people use there for whatever. So if you follow the normal procurement process, it will take long. So we have to do it under emergency. Who built it? Julius Berger built it. So we don't need to go and look for. To say, we don't know where the cable passed and this and that. We bought Julius Berger. And Julius Berger is not a cheap company. You know that. Now, we bought Julius Berger. Today, go to that International Conference Center. By this May, I will invite you. You come and see what they call International Conference Center. You will be happy as a Nigerian that you have done this. Now, what happened? Ethnic politics came. Religion came. Hey, because he's so-so religion, because he's so-so place. That's why I cancel it. I mean, I cannot understand that. And the only thing we have was random. You can make your money, and nobody's against it. But it is not your property. It is only a symbol. And I told them, to hell. Some people came, oh, they was, I said, this, is getting too much.
Well, that's...
Let it happen. So this May, Mr. President, I hope you be around.
Yeah, I mean,
and I come and feel, and come and know that good thing is good thing.
And that same senator has been criticizing the federal government very, very
well. I don't know.
Every now
I
and
don't
then.
care.
But just to add, Honorable Minister...
You can criticize as much as you want to criticize. Is it devil that criticize?
Yeah,
human beings will criticize.
Also, the issues of hospitals, Honorable Minister, I need to add that there are several uncompleted hospitals that your administration inherited. One is at Utako here. There's also another one in Gwagwalada, another one in, I think, Buhari also. How soon are you going to focus on expanding or bringing to life this kind of infrastructural development to the hospitals? Because a lot of Nigerians are finding healthcare costly in Abuja here because private hospitals are milking them. Even we journalists, when we are sick, we don't get some of the required attention in hospitals. How soon can you attend to our hospitals?
Let me tell you one thing. Life is key. Life is key. When you see that milking you, it's not correct. I do agree with you that we must provide the best for our people. And in providing the best, it requires resources. Our procurement process takes a lot of time. And which I have said, when I was governor, I tried to speak with the assembly. I said, look, if we follow the procurement act, we won't go anywhere. Therefore, assembly, we need to amend the procurement process so as to be able to cater easily, urgently, for certain things. And hospital is one of it. The Atiku had a problem. It came down. Part of it fell. Now, when I came on board, there were issues, litigation issues. So many projects under litigation. And you try to say, let us see how we can resolve some of these issues and go ahead. But thank God, we're almost there. That some of these issues are being resolved. Atiku, Gwagwalada, and some of them. We are now trying to renovate the Guarimpa and the rest of it. And the way they are also built, you see, it's unfortunate. Building of hospital is different from building ordinary house. That's what I have found out. You don't build hospital just like ordinary house you are building. From day one, those who are going to supply the equipment must work with those who are doing the civil engineering. It's not where you come and build, you break this, you break this. No. And these are the kind of things we found out. We said, let's take this in the way it's supposed to be done. I feel guilt that the kind of things we have as hospital is not what's supposed to be. But we'll get there. That I can tell you.
One burning issue has been the issue of land reforms in the FCT. I know several days ago, information came out from the FCTA that those who had received area council lands should regularize their papers with the FCDA in line with a court judgment which had come several years ago. Now, but the issue many are asking, we know one thing about the capital cities infrastructure. Infrastructure is built before people go in to begin to take possession of their lands and build. But people say that the same is not with the area councils, that there are still people who have lands in the bushes and they cannot access those lands despite being allocated by the area council.
Okay, can I ask you, why did you go for the allocation? Why did you apply for land? Why did you apply for land? First of all, there should be documentation. When you apply for land, you do the documentation. In doing the documentation, there are fees that are paid. And people should also know there's no government can, within your 4 years or 8 years in office, we have provided infrastructure everywhere. You take it step by step. Government has allocated Maitama 2 years ago. It is now, I said, we have to develop infrastructure here. People who have allocation, they have not even paid their money. How much is it?
21 days now to pay.
No, I'm coming. Take for example, are you telling me, ab initio, you apply that you want land, and government's okay, follow the process, and within 21 days, you've not paid 300,000 naira to have their papers. For Christ's sake. For Christ's sake. I mean, we like to do things, we don't like to follow procedure. Supreme Court has come to say, look, every land belongs to FCT. Therefore, there's nothing like area council land. And we don't want to go by saying we have cancelled all the allocation. We are magnating to say, okay, let's regularize so you can have your C of O. What is the wrong thing that we have done? 2, some people have their ROFO, they don't go for the CFO. They use the ROFO as land speculators to begin to go and sell. And you deny government of the required funds. I have told you here, if the federal government gets 800 billion a month, now what is given to us is 8 billion. 8 billion cannot pay salary as it is to the minimum wage. Not less than 15 billion naira will pay. Now, if we sit back without aggressively pursuing these funds, we won't be able to pay salaries. We won't even talk about infrastructure. And people, there's nowhere in this world that you can say is free. How much are you paying?
Very commendable, Your Excellency.
Now everybody,
the aspect of the land
everybody
policy
said, now, again, you have land, 2 years, no development. You have shanties everywhere. That alone is a security threat. And people don't do this because they have become land speculators. Somebody comes, he wants to do mass housing. Government allocates the land to you, 500 hectares. The man does not do anything in mass housing. He now sells the land, piecemeal, and makes money. And who is suffering?
Your Excellency, we need to move very fast because we don't
it's not fair.
Yes, in the Abuja will be 50 by February 6. A lot of Nigerians are expecting maybe like a commission or a study to see how the coming of the Federal Capital Territory in this axis has affected the FCT original inhabitants, Nigerians who are here, the infrastructure, the Abuja master plan itself. What are you doing ahead of the 50th anniversary? Is the Abuja master plan still intact? Should we review it? After 30 years, it's supposed to have been reviewed, but it hasn't been reviewed.
The problem we have, you always try to, in a rush. We know Abuja will be 50 by next year. Why not you be patient and see what we are doing? Part of Abuja master plan is to keep Abuja the way the master plan was done. Remember, I'm sure you too, you are part of the problem because you are from Abuja. Look, take for example, look at this area, Maduma. Do you understand? That happened. If you are passing a road done by Gilmore, that road ought to pass through. Compensation has been paid to communities. Long, more than 20 years. Leadership is a problem. To say this, what was given compensation? Allow us to develop. And the land they have been allocated more than 20 years ago. Right? Now I have called them. They said no. They want another compensation. Right? You hear problem. Oh, why are you bulldozing people's houses? I will bulldoze it. I will. This area, I will do it. Because, you see, that is against the master plan of Abuja. You can't have those kind of shanties within the city. Development has come, that it's unfortunate.
But they said all of them were compensated.
No, it's not correct. Even this one we are doing now, Girishi or whatever.
Gishiri.
Girishi. Look, it took me time. I left the land. I have sat down with them, their chiefs, everything. They said no.
But you agreed to pay some money. Have they been paid?
In fact, I paid double.
Yes, in fact, that's.
I had to be there for the demolition to take place.
Very commendable because the issue
yes,
Now, the point I'm making is that
Minister.
if I don't take that bold step, the place won't develop. Now, I went to Giri district, no infrastructure. So, we tried, the EFCC had an academy. The university took 11,000 hectares of land. Tell me, which ward that the university will sit on 11,000 hectares of land?
I was going to ask you, what have you resolved with them?
No,
Because
what
you said you were
no,
speaking
I would not allow that. I would not allow that. Because we are now doing infrastructure. People have to move. The city is getting congested.
So are you going to take part of the land from
Well, not that we're going to take, we have taken. When you say, are you going to take, we have left 4,000. Even that 4,000.
The federal government gave them that
That's
land.
what
And then it has
now,
original inhabitants
why
there.
not, what do you mean original inhabitant? Who's not the original inhabitant here? I mean, let's not be doing this. The point is, you tell me, can the university be given 11,000 hectares of land? To do what? For Christ's sake. To do what? All they now do, they partition, they sell. The city is getting too congested. Now go there and see the road that we are doing now.
So the one you took, was it without resistance? The one you are taking from the
Is there
university?
anything you do here that the people will not resist? They will resist. At the end of the day, we will conquer.
Honorable Minister, let me take you up on the issue. I mean, you've spoken extensively about infrastructure, and really, I mean, a lot of people, when you come into the city, you see very clearly that there's a marked difference. However, in terms of maintaining this infrastructure, in terms of cleaning it, sanitation, those who are supposed to sweep the roads, if you go along Nnamdi Azikiwe Expressway, for instance, the part from Apo to Apo under the bridge to Apo bypass now, that overpass you've made, has become a car park of sorts. There seems to be no order. People can follow one way as they please. Okada riders are all over the place. I don't know who is in charge of keeping law and order in the FCT.
Let me tell you, you are part of our problems. Tomorrow, you watch it on channel. Or how they are not allowing people to survive.
Yes, but the problem wasn't nipped in the bud.
I'm coming. You see, that's the problem we have. Government comes up to say, look, this is what must be done. Government impounds these vehicles, get them arrested. You won't tell the correct story. The story will tell, under this economic hardship, vehicles have been impounded.
Honorable Minister,
with
with due respect, channels will always tell the correct story. Always.
No. I use channel as a case in point. All of you do this. Go to Arise.
You're sounding like a journalist, Honorable Minister.
No. You go to Arise. We have problems to ourselves. You have talked about cleaning, sanitation. Do you know one big area is sanitation?
Yes.
And it's very expensive. Is that correct?
Yes.
It is, but it has to be done.
No more fumigation.
I'm coming. Those who clean up, they will be paid. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would they be paid?
Yes.
And people have to pay their taxes for it before you pay? Before we pay those cleaners? Have you helped us to say, look, what are you talking about? All these refuse you are generating, government needs to remove them. Money has to be paid. This is a place where I see a country where I see that a man thinks he has a right to bring refuse out, the government go and remove it. I've never seen a thing like that. And government said, yes, we are coming to remove it. We have to pay a token. It's a problem. Look at even in Asokoro. It's a problem. And you continue to preach. So listen, nowhere in this world, it doesn't happen that way. Sanitation is a very serious thing.
Maybe you should reconsider
the
waste recycling plant, sir. Waste recycling plant.
Even if you do that, the point I'm making, will it be free? Will it be free? With all due respect to you, let me ask you one question. How many of you? Yeah. You live in Abuja. You have a house in Abuja. You have a house in Abuja. Tell me the truth.
I don't have one.
No, tell me the truth.
But you live in
When
Abuja.
have you paid a sanitation fee? I want to start with you.
Your Excellency,
I want to start with you.
But
who asked the question?
in fairness, in fairness,
Yes.
journalists do not answer questions. But
Why?
I will answer your question.
Are you not
I
part of
am very prompt.
The resident?
I'm very prompt in paying my sanitation fees. But what I want to ask you very squarely is whose job? Because sometimes these things start in bits. Take, for instance, the new road you just built in front of Guzape expanded, you know, in front of SARS. This thing started like a, started in piecemeal, Okada men facing one way. Now it's a menace.
That is what we're trying to do now. By the time we finish these bus terminals and the rest, we have an opportunity now to say, no, you can't be using that area. People ask us, why are you stopping them when there's nowhere for them to load and this and that? It must find an alternative, first of all. By the grace of God, we're almost done with the 3 bus terminals. We'll be able to. It's okay. If you want to, this is where you will load. This will be the dropping point, right? In that case, we will not be able to see that, yes, we have been able to reduce this so-called illegal car park. It's horrible. Not only that, even where I live, when you see kekenapans, they take over your house, and you sit down. This is not what's supposed to be. And somebody asks you, what is the alternative you have provided? And then the issue of under the economic hardship. Everything now is under economic hardship.
Honorable Minister, we just have to put a stop to today's chat here. We are completely out of time. But considering the fact that from now to May 29 is still a long time before Mr. President commissions those projects, we will still probably have the opportunity of you telling us one by one what those projects are about and the different things they bring on.
We'll let you know.
All right.
I will believe that you will be happy with what we have done.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. Because it's Good Friday, we wish you a Merry Easter, Happy Easter.
Every day should be good.
Happy Easter.
Same to you.
Thank you. My name is Greg Garuleba. My colleagues are
Amadin Uyi.
Somna Sambo.
Fisayo Ogunfuyi.
Maokwe Ogun Yusuf.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you again.
It's a pleasure.